This is the Game Changers Experience. Deep dive conversations with leading business disruptors, Olympic athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and influencers from around the world. This show will teach you insights about the winning principles in mindset, productivity, marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, business strategy, and more. Hosted by Productivity Authority, business strategist, former elite athlete, author, and public speaker, Adam Strong.
Hello there, Puntouch. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank
Fantastic.
you.
So really looking forward to today's session because we're doing a coaching, mentoring, strategy session together and stuff like that. So what I'd like to do, just to start off with, can you just give me an overview of your business and where you're located as well?
Yeah, thank you so much. I am a creative consultant, on online marketing. Yeah, I have been doing this thing for about 18 months, but before that, I did something on eBay and Shopify and also some other random things, but with those type of things, I had more experience on online marketing. So I decided to use that experience to do the consulting business.
Okay, cool. So you've done a lot of stuff in online products, Shopify, eBay, you mentioned. Can I ask you what was you selling on those platforms?
Yeah, actually it was like some on niche market,
Somewhat, sorry.
and some are like niche products.
Niche products. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some I'm from Thailand. Actually, I'm from Thailand. Yeah,
Yes.
I forgot to tell you. Yeah.
No
yeah,
problem.
some are from the Thailand and some are from like all over the place, but I was focusing on the furnitures.
Fine. No problem at all. So how long have you been running your creative consulting company?
About 18 months.
18 months. Fine. And you said, I think offline, you've got 4 clients that you've currently got right now. What would you like to get out? What would you like to get out of today's session?
Yeah, I'd like to scale up my business, especially with the Clubhouse. Yeah, I love it so much. So I would like to know how to do the monetization on Clubhouse.
Fine.
So to get more leads from that.
Absolutely.
Too.
So
because
basically,
they are free traffic.
Yeah. So you've got 2 questions there. How do I scale my consulting company? And the secondly is how do I monetize Clubhouse, right?
That's right.
Perfect.
Right.
All right, cool. So I want to start off asking you a question. Tell me about some of the things that you've either done in the past or that are currently doing it in order to scale your business.
Yeah. In the past, I was, how do you say that? I did the domain auction. Yeah, I bought a domain. Actually,
Okay.
not a domain, many domains, and I sold the domains online, but actually there were a few of them that were good, and one of them I sold it for like 4 figures.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like a good domain for me, because I bought it for like I will not say how much, but not much at all, but I sold it for 4 figures.
Yeah. So the question is what else, what have you done? What are you doing right now in your business on a day-to-day business that is growing your business? What would you say that you're doing?
Yeah. Right now I go to my clients, and do the planning and strategy sessions with them. Yeah. Especially online, for the platform and how to do like the VAs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about your clients, as in like what type of businesses are they? What industry they are in? And what's the big reasons why they want to work with you? Do you know that?
Yeah. I think the main reason that they would like to work with me, because they like me. Yeah. I have a service card, so I go when I serve my clients, I go wholeheartedly, I want them to scale up on what they are doing. Yeah, not wasting the money on my services.
And who are
Yeah,
your clients? Tell me more about your clients. Can you describe your clients
yeah.
for us?
One of them is about essential oil.
Is
Yeah,
in what?
and
Sorry.
another one, essential oil.
Okay.
Yeah, and for another one is for the premium suit, for men and women as well.
So fashion industry.
Um, Pardon?
Fashion industry. Fashion.
Yeah, fashion. Yeah, and for the third one is about the studio.
Studio. What sort of studio?
Yeah, like a professional studio.
Like a
But right now with the with the pandemic, they don't have enough clients, so they want to use that strength to expand to other areas of
yeah.
the businesses.
Is
Yeah,
that a photography studio? Is that what you meant?
no, it's video.
Video. Okay, I understand. Video.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So fashion industry, video studio. Anyone else that I've missed out?
yeah. Another one is on actually business consulting as well. That she 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 is the business marketer as like me, but she would like to do the SEO stuff. So she asked me for help on SEO.
Okay, fine. So she's a consulting company as well, but needs some help more on the SEO and the website style of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fine. All right, cool. No problem at all. All right, good. So apart from the fact that your clients, the reason why your clients work with you is because they like and trust you, I understand that. But what's the real reasons why? What's the big problem that you're trying to solve for your clients? You mentioned about growth and things like that, but what specific problems can you say from your perspective? Maybe if we start with, say, your fashion client, for example, what's the reasons why they want you to work with them?
yeah. The main reason is that for this client, he would like to scale up online. He didn't have actually he had a YouTube channel, but it was like not much on that. And also like the regenerations and the system behind. So I came out to work. I mean, I came in to work with him, and uh, planned out all these things for him.
Mhm.
Yeah. So right now everything is in place.
Yeah. So what you're saying is basically your clients, the reason why your clients come to you is because they want more digital presence. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
So
and
that's
more uh, make things more systemized as well.
so systemize, simple, and also be able to streamline processes so that they can effectively sell more of their products and services, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So now you said to me that you would like to scale up your business. I know a little bit about your clients now, which is great. I know more about some of the problems specifically that you're trying to fix for your problems, which is all around digital presence, right? It's all about trying to fix
yeah,
people's digital presence. Okay, great. So we know about the problem you want to try and solve and things like that. Tell me about what are you doing in terms of your marketing? What are you doing marketing strategy wise in your business?
yeah. For me right now, I'm focusing on Clubhouse. I go to Clubhouse every day and I give values to people. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get some leads. But not much yet because I just started doing Clubhouse just about 10 days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So you're using Clubhouse to attract new relationships, to grow your business, which is a fantastic idea. And I absolutely think it's a great idea. So we'll come back to that question around the Clubhouse monetization. Is there anything else that you're doing from a marketing perspective? Is there anything that you're doing, whether it be, I don't know, writing content, doing videos yourself? Is there anything that you're doing specifically in order to build up your brand?
Yeah, I do the SEO.
Yeah.
SEO.
SEO, is that for your own website?
Yeah, I'm working on my website right now.
Okay, cool. So your own website, good. All right. So SEO is
Mainly
good.
the sale page. I do two things. With the website is good. But I also would like to do the funnels.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to,
Yeah.
you want to get into sales funnels, right?
Yeah.
Fine. What else are you doing? So you're doing Clubhouse right now. You're doing SEO for your own website right now, which is great. So that's two things. Anything else that you're doing at all?
Networking, I do networking with
Yeah.
like-minded people and get clients from there.
Yeah. Networking. Okay, great. Where specifically are you networking?
Yeah, actually from the friends that I have already,
Is there a regular meeting that you attend or anything like that?
Yeah, some, but not much. Right now I focus on networking with people who already know me,
Yeah.
So, and scale it up from there. Yeah.
Okay, fine. All right. So just to clarify from a marketing perspective, you're using Clubhouse to build relationships and some online presence. You're doing a bit of SEO for your own website, and you'd like to get into sales funnels, but not really sure what to do, how to do it, type of thing. Okay, understand. Tell me more about what I was going to say. What would you say from your perspective? What is your vision? As in, where do you see yourself in the next 20 to 30 years?
Yeah, I would like to help as many SMEs as much as I can, So I want to be someone who the businesses can ask for help and I can be of the service to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So I'm going to make a couple of suggestions to you actually before we kind of rock and roll on whatever it is, because I think that I've got a good amount of information here to get an understanding about your business and, just taking a look on Google as well, which I think is really, really important. One of the things that I think that you kind of really need to do, because it sounds to me as if you've kind of gone into the business 18 months ago without really kind of any business strategy whatsoever. I'm not sure if you agree with me on that, but even though you've got 4 clients and that's great, and it's come from recommendation, what you really, really need, first of all, is you need to get clarity. All right. So the number one way to get clarity is to create a really powerful vision. And what I mean by a powerful vision is I want you to think about, Puntouch, I want you to think about what is the legacy that you want to leave? Okay. As in, like, when you don't exist anymore on this earth, okay, what is the legacy that you want to leave? Okay. How do you want people to feel about you? Okay. Not just now, but in the future. Okay. So you said that you want to help SMEs, but guess what? Everyone says that, right? Everyone says they want to help SMEs. Everyone wants to say that I want to help this, help that, help this, help that. But really, the question you have to ask yourself is why? Why should people listen to me? Why should people care? Why am I so special? What is it that I have to offer that my competition doesn't? All right. Super important to
Yeah.
really kind of drill that down. Secondly, as I mentioned to you, you've got to create this really compelling vision. One of the ways in which you can create a really powerful vision is to really get to understand your values. What is it that you stand for in terms of your human DNA? And we're not just talking about human DNA, we're talking about, if you've got you as a business, okay, every business has a DNA and every person run in the company has a DNA too, right? Your values that you practice and preach every single day needs to entwine into your business. Okay. Now you're probably thinking, well, hang on a minute, Adam. Why would I care about creating a vision and a set of values? Well, that's the reason why you have to do it. The reason why you have to do it is because your clients or potential clients, your prospects, they buy you. Yes, you have established that, but they buy your vision. They buy what you can do for them. They buy feelings. They buy reality. That's what they buy. They buy results. Okay. So if you have a unique value proposition, a really unique vision, okay, that sets apart every competition in Thailand, okay, then you're going to wipe it, like seriously going to wipe it. And it's not easy. It's not an easy task to really understand your vision, but think about your values and don't tell me that. So here's the things that I hear a lot of consultants say, right? It doesn't matter if you're in Asia, in North America, in Australia, in Europe, it doesn't matter. They always tell me this: Adam, I'm hardworking. Adam, I'm punctual. Adam, I've got integrity. Adam, I've got punctuation. Adam, I'm always turning up to time on my clients. No. They are not values. They are standards. All right. So if I'm a client, okay, and I'm employing you as a consultant to help me in my business, right? Okay. Those are standards. I expect those standards to be fulfilled as your obligation as a consultant, right? The things that I'm looking for. So in our company, for example, some of our values is compassion, right? Show compassion to every individual, every human being. Be kind and compassionate. Number 2, always create a wow factor. For me, I'm always about wow. You were part of our Game Changer Summit, for example, right? 3 days of complete wow factor, right? One of the best virtual experiences that we'd ever done. Okay. It was a wow factor because we gave everything for free. Okay. So that's the second thing. And the third really, really big value for me is become results orientated. Everything that we do in our company, it leads towards a result for our clients and leads to a result for our business. Because if I don't help my clients, if we don't help our clients, if we don't help our clients get the results that they desire, then guess what? It rubs off against us as a business. It goes against our reputation. So if we're not getting results for our clients, then we're not going to get results for ourselves, because it's all about brand by results. And you might have heard that before. So create a set of values. You need to have at least 5 sets of values within your company. Okay. Once you've created those values, okay, I then want you to think about, okay, I need to now think about, what is it that I want to become? What is it that I want to become? Like, if you can imagine taking idols in the business world, and they don't have to be in the business world. Think about people that you emulate. And what I mean by that is, there might be someone in Thailand or in Asia specifically that you really are attracted to because of their values. You're really attracted to because they really like to give, or they love to do stuff, or whatever it is. Okay. Think about what their values are, number 1. But number 2, think about then, how is it that I can be as raw and as authentic from your perspective as well? How is it that I can do that? All right. So that for me is really important. And then the last one is creating a mission. What is it that you do every day that helps you to achieve the goals for your clients? All right. So as an example, one of our missions, okay, in our company, all right, let me give you an example. So our mission is to our mission is to work with our clients that creates a culture of results that oozes excellence and high integrity. That's what we do. That's our vision, right? And our mission is something that we do every single day, right? Is to help our clients increase their business in the digital revolution, or in the digital age. That's one of our missions. Our second mission is, for example, to create a wow factor in every experience and every touch point that we create. That is our mission in life. That's what we do. This is our existence. This is why we exist. Okay. So our mission, or your mission, Puntouch, is, what is it that we do every day that touches the lives of our prospects and our clients? All right. So I hope that kind of gets you to understand. So you've got your mission, your vision, and your values. Start working on your values, then go to your vision, then go to your mission, in that chronological order. Okay. So if you start working on that first, and then you can start thinking about, okay, I mean, you've got a rough idea about who you'd like to work with. All right. But what I would like you to do is, I'd like you to go a step further. I really want you to go onto Google, and I want you to try to create an image, or print out a number of images, and think about who exactly specifically you'd really love to work with. All right. So the best way to do that is to answer a number of questions. Now, if you guys that are listening in, I hope that you're taking notes, because this is just world-class coaching. Okay. So first of all, if you want to really drill down who your clients are, number 1 is, are they male or are they female? Okay. And if they are, do they have a name? So say, for example, you wanted to work with a founder or a founder of the fashion client, for example. Okay. And their name was, I don't know, Bruce Lee as an example, right? I just say Bruce Lee for just completely random.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bruce Lee's the CEO of this fashion company, right? He's got a small, and what is it? What exactly is Bruce Lee? Well, Bruce Lee is approximately 45 years old. He runs a fashion company, and these are the types of products. So the types of products that he does is high-end, prestigious, kind of up with the Versace's and the Dolce & Gabbana style, so they do unique fashion for women only. Okay, so they tapped into women only between the ages of 45 and 60. Okay, so they've got a specific stage, and they only focus on slim figures. All right, so they manufacture fashion products that are for people between the ages of 45 and 60, slim, petite style. And what is their big problem? What's the big reason they come to you? They come to you because they want more digital presence. All right, so I want you to really kind of get an understanding of those clients. So where does Bruce Lee live in Asia? Do they live in Japan? Do they live in China? Do they live in Thailand? Where is it that they live with? What is the demographics of Bruce Lee? So does Bruce Lee, for example, what does he eat on a daily basis? Does he eat noodles 5 times a week, for example? What is it that he does? What is his routines? What is his habits? Okay, does he go to the gym 3 times a week? Does he go to the golf club? What does his lifestyle look like? Who does he speak to? What is his social circles? All right. So who does he hang out with? All right. What social media channels are they on? Is he on? Is he on LinkedIn? Is he on Instagram? Is he on Pinterest? Okay. What does Bruce Lee? Does he have a family? Does he have a wife? If so, how many kids does he have? All right. And if he doesn't have any kids, great, fantastic. And is he single? Is he cohabiting? Is he in a relationship? Okay. Does he have a car? If so, what car? Is it a BMW? Is it an Audi? Is it a Honda? Okay. So what does he do for sport and hobbies? Does he play tennis? Does he do athletics? I don't know. All right. So I really want you to think about who your ideal client is. And I want you to really kind of really go into your head. Okay, close your eyes and think about who that person individually is. All right. And then from here, do a brain dump, get yourself a notebook and pen, okay, and write down specifically who your ideal client is. All right. From the ages that they have to all of the things that I've just described. Because the more that you can describe your client, the more that you really understand them, the more that you understand how they tick, what motivates them, what keeps them up at night. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a really good friend or a best friend?
Yeah, I do have.
Okay, good. So do you know everything about your best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but some I do not know. Yeah.
But you know quite a lot about your best friend, right?
What's that?
I said, you know quite a lot about your best friend. You know what they like to eat.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Okay, cool. So I want you to imagine your ideal client is your best friend. Everything that you know about your best friend is what you need to know about your clients. Okay. Once you really get to know your client, then you can create a message. You need to create a message for those clients so that they are like, oh my God, I need to go to Puntouch to grow my business. I need to go to Puntouch to get more digital presence. Yeah. So they understand, because what you need to understand is you need to identify who they are. You need to identify what their problem is, as in not just because they want more digital presence. What I really mean is, if they didn't get digital presence, okay, what are they doing on a daily basis to get digital presence? What keeps them up at night? Okay. How do they feel right now? Are they frustrated? Are they tired? Are they depressed? Are they energetic? Okay. So think about what keeps them up at night. So is it the fact that they're a struggling business? Is it the fact that and what are if they continue to do what they're doing on a daily basis, what are the consequences of if they continue to do what they're doing? Right. So if they're doing these, if you was to look from the top downwards, okay, and you could see this ideal client and they were doing these things and they were completely wrong, what would they be? All right. So I really wanted to look at it from a bird's eye perspective. All right. So that's what I really wanted to focus on. There's enough there for you to really kind of get your teeth into. Okay. Those things are absolutely key and fundamental to do that. Do those things first, because if you do those things first, then everything else becomes like clockwork. These are what I call basic foundations. If you do not get the basics right, and you do what most people do, which is start up a business on a shoestring budget, okay, which is little or no money down, okay, you have no coaches and you have no mentors around you, and you don't surround yourself with successful people, then guess what? You're going to just continue to be the struggling business owner, which is not what you want, right? So that's, I hope that kind of gives you the first answer to your question.
Yeah, definitely.
So the question is, it's not about what is the strategy to scale up, right? So everyone is looking for a strategy and a magic pill. That's not the answer. The answer is actually, what do I need? Why do I need to do this? What is the things that I need to do to make my business successful? It's all about asking the right questions. All right. Not about looking for how do I do something. It's all about why am I doing something? Right. So that's the first one. Second one, Clubhouse. Well, guys, if you don't know what Clubhouse is the audio only app. Okay. And it is only available for Apple users only because it's in beta testing. So put in touch with myself. We're on Apple, we're on Clubhouse and so forth. So what was I going to say with Clubhouse, because obviously it is very, very new. One of the things, and now you're asking me about monetization. Now, what people don't understand about Clubhouse is don't go hang out in rooms that really relate to you and where your clients hang out, right? So if you wanted to go and hang out in rooms where they're talking about how to build businesses online, for example, so how to build an online business, that would be a really good room to be in. So what you want to do is you want to find out who moderates those rooms. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on Twitter, find out what's important to them and reach out to them and just say, hey, I was listening into your Clubhouse. I thought that this particular area was amazing. And the reason I got so much from this is because A, B, and C. May I make some recommendations for improvement? And then you could just say, I would recommend this, this, and this. In fact, I would also recommend this person as a moderator too. I would love to be a moderator. I'd love to come up and speak about some of the things that I feel would be really beneficial to your audience. And then wait for their response. So every time you send out a message to these moderators, you might only get one or two responses back. All right. The reality is that if you've got to give more in order to get more. Does that make sense? So as Bob Berg would say from the Go Giver, is that the more that you give, the more that you get. All right. Now, for people that are listening in, they probably think that you guys are probably thinking to yourself, well, that doesn't make sense. All right. We live in the digital revolution of knowing how to build trust and understanding. And the only way that you can do that is understanding that people that moderate rooms have huge followings. They have huge followings. So they are classed as an influencer. So the question you have to ask yourself is, why would an influencer want to connect with me? Why would an influencer do business with me? Why would a influencer trust me? Okay. So you have to understand those three questions that go through the moderator's head. If you answer those questions, then and only then approach those people, because they probably get approached multiple times a day, like I do. Okay. And you've got to learn to give more in order to get more. All right. So the other thing about monetization on Clubhouse, make sure that you filled in your profile. and have a look at some of the people that you really like on Clubhouse. For example, Vincent Tan in your area, John Lee. Take a look at their profiles, take a look at the structure, take a look at if they've added website links, which I know they have they, and connect your Instagram and your Twitter account on there. Make sure that you've got a picture. So it's really important that you got all of the right elements on your bio. Because otherwise you're leaving money on the table. People leave money on the table all the time. So that's really, really important. So first of all, it takes a little bit of time, but you've got to get on the speaking stage. All right. So what I would suggest anyone that's listening in with regards to Clubhouse is that the best way to grow your following, the best way to grow your business is to get on the stages. Is to get onto the stages and become a speaker. The only way that you can become a speaker is that if you add more value to the moderators than taking, and then you'll find that it will be much easier to connect with the right people.
Wow. Thank you so much for this. Actually, when you talk about the vision, I told you earlier, I think you forgot. I would like to do something like you. Yeah. When you asked me, I kind of forgot, but now I remember, I would like to do something like you.
Yeah. Well, that's very kind.
And you have some, yeah. But for the Thai community, yeah. I just want to.
I think I'm always flattered by people that turn around and say, I want to be like you. I want to do like you. But I always say to people, be you. Just be you. Be authentic you. There's only one of you, and there's only one of me. And what I would love, including yourself, to go out and do is to go and be who you want to be. Be you as your own individual, right? And I love, I've got a lot of fans around the world, including our listeners that are listening in right now, and I'm flattered. But all I do, guys, is give you the tools and the resources. It's up to you whether you decide to take those tools and resources on board and use them and put them into your business. It's entirely up to you at the end of the day. So that is what I would say moving forwards. But if you work on those things, first of all, then I can guarantee you that you will start seeing some different results in your business. You'll start to attract much more higher value clients, and you'll start to create a life where all of the dreams and visions of the things that you want from a business, which could be fun, freedom, scalability, enjoyment. So, me being an entrepreneur, which I've been since the age of 11, I get to enjoy the life of here in Cyprus. I get to enjoy my life in Scandinavia. I get to enjoy my life in all over Europe. And it doesn't matter if it's a pandemic or not. The fact of the matter is I live a life because I can live and work and choose to live a life on what I do. And one of the things of being a digital nomad as such is, being able to help as many people, but being able to offer sound advice to everyone as well. Just for you guys listening as well, and this includes you as well, Puntouch, is we've got a Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. GMT, which is a little bit later on, early in the morning for a lot of people in the Asian Asian market, is we run a room called No BS or Ego, just authentic and genuine business advice at 7 p.m. We bring in some fantastic moderators in, and honestly, it is sheer world class. And, we just kind of just tell you as it is. There's no BS, there's no ego, there's no someone telling you about signing up for this and that and whatever it is. We don't believe in that. What we believe in is adding real good value to people. So for you guys that are listening in, including yourself, Puntouch, feel free to doing one as well. And we're looking at starting at one in for the Malaysian market for our Malaysian cousins as well. There's going to be one this coming Thursday, which is on, let me tell you, which is on February 18th. Which is at 1 p.m. GMT, which I think is about 9 p.m. Taiwan time. So that's plus 7 GMT. So that's 9 p.m. And again, we're going to have a lot of great moderators, more specifically for the Asian market as well. So feel free to join us on there.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. And actually, I'm in the mastermind program that you will be hosting on the 17th as well.
Correct. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. You're going to be joining us on there. So I think it's a very high level mastermind. It's going to be you're going to learn a lot of great stuff, and it's going to be very much hands-on. So, including you guys, I run the Game Changers Next Level Club, which is basically a high level mastermind for 6-figure business owners and above. And it is by application only. We have a variety of speakers, and we tend to do 3 hours a month. I tend to do 90 minutes, and then we have a topic and we emulate and based around that. There's a high level networking involved, and it's people from all over the world. So for you guys that are interested, just drop me on my PA an email. It's hello@adamstrong.net. It's hello@adamstrong.net, or go to adamstrong.net and then click on the application there. So it's good. So put in touch. I hope that today's session was of value and you got some good stuff.
Very much so. Yeah, thank you so much.
Very good. So just make sure that you implement those things into your business and stay in touch with what you're doing. All right.
Sure. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for your consultation and coaching.
You're welcome. Cheers, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this session, and I hope that some of the things that I've been doing some stuff with, put in touch, that you apply this in your own business as well, because without application, it's pointless. That's all I'm going to say. So execution plus application will give you results. Have a good one. Cheers now. Hey, you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening in to this episode of the Game Changers Experience. I hope that you got some amazing value, some great insights, and golden nuggets that you can implement into your business straight away. I would really, really appreciate it if you could leave a 5-star review on the button below. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.